Early Appalachian settlement didn't happen in neat, organized grids. Families pushed up narrow ridges and down into deep, isolated hollows. That rugged geography naturally walled off these communities, keeping formal government infrastructure, like post offices and courthouses, out for decades. For anyone trying to trace a family tree back to this era, that isolation creates a massive blind spot. The standard civil paperwork you would usually rely on to prove someone existed, birth certificates, death records, marriage licenses, often doesn't exist. And even when an early county did manage to collect a few records, they were highly vulnerable. During the Civil War, or simply through accidental fires, entire centralized county archives burned to the ground. Genealogists call these burned counties. When the public records turned to ash, standard research methods hit a dead end, leaving entire family units completely untraceable. But there is a back door into this history. Long before state infrastructure climbed into the mountains, highly localized primitive Baptist church congregations were already operating. To track down an ancestor the government never officially recognized, you have to abandon state archives and open the administrative ledgers of these isolated religious communities. A church minute book is not a diary of spiritual reflections. It is a strict chronological business ledger kept by a volunteer clerk. The highest value entries in these ledgers are exclusion records. These are formal notes documenting disciplinary actions taken against congregation members for moral or doctrinal infractions. You have to read the clerical formulas carefully. A letter of dismission meant a member was physically moving away and transferring to a new congregation. But an exclusion meant the person was being disciplined and likely remained right there in the community. Because formal county lines meant nothing in the deep woods, clerks recorded where these members lived using micro-toponyms. Instead of townships, they wrote down informal markers like of the Fork, in Sawmill Hollow, or on Big Laurel. These hyper-local descriptions provide the only accurate geographic anchor points for a mountain family's actual homestead. To translate entries into a family tree, researchers use the FAN method, friends, associates, and neighbors. Every exclusion entry lists the individuals involved, the accusers and witnesses. These names almost always belong to immediate neighbors or blood relatives. This name cluster acts as a proxy for missing census data, allowing you to rebuild a household network based entirely on interactions. The church's disciplinary process was intended to correct an individual's behavior. In doing so, it inadvertently preserved a precise map of their entire social ecosystem. Let's test this method on a specific case. An 1862 minute book entry shows a man named Ephraim Carter was excluded from his congregation. The church clerk listed two witnesses to the event, John H. Carter and Samuel Lee. We cross-reference those witness names against county tax lists, finding Ephraim Carter paying taxes on land adjacent to John H. Carter and Samuel Lee. Then we match the micro-toponym from the church ledger with local land deeds, confirming they own parcels on the exact same ridge. Finally, we check civil court dockets. Ephraim's name appears on a land sale, proving he wasn't exiled from the county after this exclusion. By combining one terse line from a church meeting with scattered civil fragments, we definitively reconstruct an ancestor's exact identity, location, and timeline. Exclusion records are often misinterpreted as marks of historical shame. In reality, they are vital proofs of life. In a harsh landscape with no central authority to govern, tax, or record them, these families had to rely entirely on each other to maintain order and community accountability. The most accurate, enduring records of forgotten Appalachian families aren't resting in pristine government archives. They are hidden in the handwritten margins of a local church's discipline log.
Thanks for watching. Please join us again next time for more history from the mountains. Don't forget to like and subscribe,